And fiber market to hit over $50 billion by 2028. A report indicates the hemp-derived fiber market is growing exponentially. Business research company, a global market research and consulting firm located across the globe, updated its reports with the latest data on hemp fiber for 2024, and projections are up to 2033, and they look very promising. Business research companies Fiber Global Market Report 2024 was published last week and provides a comprehensive source of information that covers every facet of the market. According to the TBRC's market forecast, the hemp fiber market size is predicted to reach $50.38 billion in 2028, a compound annual growth rate of 35%. Growth in the fiber market is due to increased legalization to cultivate industrial hemp. Asia Pacific region is expected to hold the largest hemp fiber market share. Major players in the hemp fiber market include Shenyang Beijing, Alpha Holding BV, Plains Industrial Hemp Processing Limited, Industrial Hemp Manufacturing LLC, and Hemp Oil Canada Incorporated. Report reads, I quote, hemp fiber refers to one of the refers to one of the robust members of the family of strong natural fibers, which are generated from the cannabis family's plant. Plant stem is made of long strands and are used to make hemp fabric. By using a technique called retting, these fibers are extracted from the bark and spun together to produce a continuous thread that can be woven into textiles. The report also identifies what parts of the plant are typically used in hemp fiber process. Quote, the main types of hemp fiber are long bast fibers and short core fibers. Long bast fiber hemp market refers to the soft woody fiber obtained from the stems and is used for textiles and cordage. The report continues. Different sources include organic and conventional and are used in food, beverages, personal care products, textiles, pharmaceuticals, and other applications. Researchers divided hemp market segments the following parameters. Type is the long fibers or the short fibers, by source, organic or conventional, by application, food, beverage, personal care products, textiles, pharmaceuticals, and other applications, and then by geography. And it is segmented into North America, South America, Asia Pacific, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Every day, people are finding more uses for industrial hemp. Refer to the works of Jack Herer, the emperor of hemp. Architects, for instance, are increasingly relying on hemp as a cleaner, more efficient replacement for traditional home construction materials. Recently published article by The Cool Down detailed how hemp can be transformed into a material called hempcrete. Hempcrete is a carbon-negative building material made out of hemp, which is increasingly being used in place of concrete. Biocomposite material is created from hemp shiv, the woody core of hemp stalks, and mixed with a binder such as lime powder and water. The result is a tough, adaptable material that can be mixed with varying proportions of hemp and lime depending on its intended purpose. It is constantly proving to be useful in making of other materials. Wisconsin-based hemp battery manufacturing company, for instance, created a goal to hire former employees of Energizer. Wisconsin-based Wisconsin Battery Company makes batteries out of hemp instead of graphene for use in devices like hearing aids. Earlier this month, WinBat announced that it acquired 17 acres of land in Portage Industrial Park to develop its battery plant, according to a December 21st, 2023 press release. Last October, a variety of hemp plant genetically modified to produce little to no THC was approved by the United States Department of Agriculture as safe to grow and breed on U.S. soil. USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service released a notice about plants last week, created and submitted by Indiana-based Growing Together Research, a biotechnology company specialized in cannabis, hemp, psychedelics, and agriculture. APHIS regulates the movement of organisms modified or produced through genetic engineering. APHIS found this modified hemp is unlikely to pose an increased plant pest risk compared to other cultivated hemp. As a result, it is not subject to regulation under CFR Part 340. From a plant pest risk perspective, hemp may be safely grown and bred in the United States. what I think about all of this is that I think all subsidized corn farmers could convert to subsidized hemp farmers. So America can become a manufacturing country again, like we used to be. Not only can hemp contribute to overall health of the land, hemp products are great for the environment as a whole. It creates less agricultural pollution. An acre of hemp requires half the water needed to grow an acre of corn. The dense growth pattern of hemp discourages unwanted weed growth. The hemp plants have few natural enemies. All of this means less fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, less irrigation, less soil damage, and the greater ability for farmers to maximize productivity. Because on average, it costs about $400 to plant an acre of corn, a return of a whopping $600. Meanwhile, hemp costs about $15,000 an acre to plant, and it returns about $280,000 per acre. It can literally change our entire economy. Hemp is also the largest biomass producer on the planet. It outgrows biomass of corn. Corn does about 4 tons of biomass per acre. Hemp is 6 or 7 tons. And finally, corn has gained a reputation for propelling obesity and the rise of associated diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and it's out of control. Hemp seed, on the other hand, and hemp is loaded with protein, magnesium, vitamin E, potassium, iron, zinc. I can go on and on and on. I'm Todd Dankin with High at 9 News. What do you guys think?
Man, I think this is great news, Todd. Like overall, this is great news. I'm a big advocate for hemp production, to be using it for textiles, not for like Delta 8 and all those other pointless
That's right.
pointless compounds or whatnot. But yeah, no, for the industrial purposes and industrial uses, this is all about bringing jobs back to the U.S., reinvigorating our manufacturing and industrial uses throughout the country. And so this is great news, and I hope it just keeps on propelling.
Me too, man. I think it can literally change our entire economy and really create something here we used to.
Yeah, we could start. Yeah, exactly.
The good old days.
Yeah, we could start.
Father knew best.
That's right. We could start making our own products again instead of relying on China for everything.
Right. Right.
Well, and I think the biggest opportunity is if we can quickly change our local building code standards to include things like hempcrete and some of these building materials that have been around for more than a minute, but are sometimes not able to be used because those building standards haven't been updated or modified. Another good example of that with building standards are catching rainwater runoff and then using it for irrigation. You'd be surprised at the number of cities that don't have coherent regulations to allow people to do that. And so it's not just about these innovations with hemp. It's also about making sure that we have a lane for those to be commercialized and to be used by the widest swath of people possible. And so that starts with changing some of these building codes and making sure that we can use these safer, more green, more sustainable building products. I want to have a day where I can have people come over to a house, and Heather and I have had custom made here in the wine country, and be like, yeah, come to my weed house. And I won't make that distinction between cannabis and hemp. And I'll let the noobs be like, what? You made your house out of weed? I'm like, yeah, the gingerbread house was already taken, so I made it out of weed. And so if we can get those building standards changed to allow for some of these natural products, we win. And if we can't, there are other countries that are going to do it before us, and we won't be able to take credit for some of the innovation that we could otherwise.
Are we going to be able to reverse some of these or overcome some of these subsidies for legacy materials?
I don't think
switch it over. I don't think I do is change.
I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon.
I want them to.
Hold on a second.
I don't mind nursing off of subsidies. I'm like a little hummingbird to the sugar water. Like, I don't think subsidies are the worst thing. You show me an industry that hasn't benefited from some government support. I can't find it yet. So I think if we think about those subsidies,
social equity, cannabis.
No taxes for the multinationals. I mean, come on now. I'll give you the red version of it all day. And so I think that if we look at some of these building materials, unfortunately, there was a period of time from probably the 30s to the 2003s where building materials were really toxic, and not just asbestos, but PCBs and certain things in the tubing and the pipes. And so I think we just need to recognize that subsidies aside, we can have a much cleaner, healthier construction industry. The truth is, indoor air quality, it tends to be 2 to 3 times worse than outdoor air quality, and a lot of that has to do with the materials we're ensconcing ourselves in order to be rain-free, warm, whatever it is that we're trying to protect ourselves from. So if we can get some cleaner building materials, it's not just this notion of the sustainability and the biomass and the acreage in the fields and less pesticides and yada yada yada. We can make America healthy again, because the food we eat and the building materials we surround ourselves with haven't really been keeping us healthy, right? So I love this notion of hemp as a construction material, and I think we are just scratching the tip of what that can be and how innovative that could be in the way that we build residential.
Just the tip, huh?
Yeah, I got to tell you, man. Since we started my hemp clothing company almost 5 years ago. It was crazy. Like during COVID, when everything was shut down, I only wore my hoodies, and the first time I took it off, I caught COVID.
You took off your propellant. I
took off my hoodie, and I caught COVID.
It's like giving.
It's a great testimonial for your website.
Yeah, it's like giving.
The benefits are crazy, bro.
It's like giving.
I mean, look, if we look at the three best textiles, they're all coming from Mother Nature: cotton, silk, and hemp, right?
Yeah.
And so there's definitely room for it. It's far more durable. I was
gonna say, the durability. It is antimicrobial. And then the fact that it's not going to get you sick. It's flame retardant. And these are like none of the things that we even advertise. We don't even go like the full like woke or the foo-foo route when we do that. But those are just added benefits.
You know the problem.
Better material.
You know hemp's problem.
Material to use.
You know hemp's problem.
What's that?
You know hemp's problem.
What is hemp's problem?
They don't have a jingle. All right, cotton has a jingle. Right? Cotton has a jingle, you know. Cotton, it's the fabric of our lives. You know what I mean? Hemp needs a jingle.
Should write one. We should write a jingle.
Hemp needs a jingle. Just saying. And while we work on this jingle, we're going to go